If you're looking for a tool to help you in your filmmaking pre-production process, then keep watching this video because I'm about to show you a step-by-step guide for using Framset to create a mood board, a storyboard, and to just help you generally get inspired for your next filmmaking project. I am constantly on the lookout for new filmmaking tools that can help make the filmmaking process just even 1% easier, because we all know that a 1% increase in efficiency can be the difference between you finishing your film or not even getting started in the first place. That's why I'm starting this series called Filmmaking Tools That Filmmakers Should Remember. Today we're going to talk about a product that quite frankly I was skeptical about at first, but nevertheless I was blown away with all of the quality of life features that they have on this website, and I think it should be in every director and every cinematographer's arsenal. And that website is Framset, and it's a website that allows you to search for very specific frames from films, TV shows, music videos, and commercials in order to get inspired, create storyboards, create lighting plots, create mood boards, and generally just get on the same page as your DP or director. But please, before we begin, if you want to subscribe to Framset after this video, just please use the link in the description of this video because it basically just says that I referred you. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Kevin, I could just use Google Images for that. Well, no, you can't. Let me show you why. When I go to Google Images and I search two people sitting in a classic diner, you're gonna get a lot of stock photos. You're gonna get a lot of things that aren't very cinematic, like this. And when I go up to the Google Image Tools, there is not really many filters that I can use. I can sort by size, I can sort by color, I can sort by usage rights, but I don't have very many cinematic filters. But when I go to a website like Framset and search for the same thing, two people sitting at a diner, all of the bad images are filtered out. Like, all of these look nice because they are all professionally produced images from films, TV shows, commercials, etc. And on top of that, you have very specific filters related to the film industry. I can come over here and I can filter by contrast, temperature, brightness, sharpness, aspect ratio, frame size, shot type, lens type, composition, lighting type, interior, exterior, time of day, number of people, age, and gender. Those are just simply way more options than you get with something like Google Images. I can even come up here to the color filter and say, I really just want to see what a diner would look like with a green tint to it. I just choose the green color right here, click apply, and now I'm getting options that have a green tint to them, including this one from Carol. If I click on the three dots right here and then click on full screen, you'll see that we got two people sitting at a diner and the tint is green. But why would you want to do this as a filmmaker? Well, I'm going to go over some use cases later on in the video, but first let's get more in depth on the filters that you can choose. So we've already gone over the color filter, but we can also sort by saturation. We can sort by high saturation where we'll get vivid colors, or we can sort by low saturation where we'll get black and white photos, basically. Another one of my favorite filters is the aspect ratio, where you can get only widescreen images like these, or you can get square images like these. The frame size option is also a very important one because when you are looking for these images, you are specifically looking for images that you might want to replicate in your own film. So if you know that you are looking for a way to light a close-up, then you would click close-up. If you are looking for inspiration for a wide panoramic shot of a landscape, then maybe you would look for wide or extreme wide like this. You can even sort by shot type, which means you can look for a clean single, a two shot, a three shot, a group shot, over the shoulder shot, low angle, high angle, aerial shot, or Dutch angle. So if I click on Dutch angle, you'll notice that I'm getting more images with the camera tilted. Another thing you might want to consider is the type of lighting, either hard or soft light. And you have all these different filters that you will not find in Google Images, but the one that I find the coolest is the one called Similar. So if I click on Similar up here, you can literally upload any image you want and it will try to find similar images to that. If you don't have an image on your computer that you want to upload, you can just search for one. Let's say that, I want a neon city. And I type in neon city and I scroll down and I'm like, oh, I really like this. I like the way this looks. Well, all you have to do is click this button right here, Similar Search, and it will import that image into the Similar filter. And then you're just going to get images that look similar to that. And you can scroll down and just be inspired to your heart's desire. But let's talk about use cases. What would you actually use this program for? Well, I'm going to go over two use cases here. The first is making a mood board for your next short film. And so let's say I'm writing, conceptualizing, coming up with the story for a short film. And that short film, I want to be kind of John Wick inspired, kind of neon lit, and just have that vibe. Well, in order to not only inspire myself to think of new ideas, but also to get on the same page with my DP and set designer in the future, I might want to create a mood board. So if I did want this to be a John Wick inspired short film, I might come up to Frameset's prompt bar and type in John Wick. And you're gonna notice that there are some high quality images from the John Wick movies. So if I scroll down and I find one that I like, and I just really love this picture of him in the hallway with the lights coming through in the square shape, and I wanna save that for my mood board, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna come down here and I'm gonna click Save to Set. Then I'm going to click Create Set, and just give my set a title. A set is basically just like a bin. It's a folder that you can keep your images in. So maybe I'll just title this my short film, John Rick. And so you'll see if I come over to this sets icon on the left side of the screen, I have my John Rick folder now. And if I click on that, you'll see that I have this image in the folder. And so what you're gonna do is you're just gonna go through all these images and find things that inspire you and add them to the set. You're gonna look at the different kinds of lighting. You're gonna look at the different colors of the lights. You're gonna look at the framing of the character. And you're gonna say, oh, I would love it if my film could incorporate some mirrors like this shot. And then you're gonna just add it to your John Rick set. But if you're going through all these images and you're not finding a lot that really connect with you, maybe say you're really just looking for a close-up of John Wick, then all you have to do is come over to the filters, go to the frame size and click close-up. And now you have two filters up here, John Wick and close-up, and so you're just gonna get close-ups from John Wick pretty much, or dogs, I guess, because dogs are associated with John Wick. But there's also a couple more things we can do if you really love this shot of John Wick and you want to find similar images to that because you don't quite like the way it's lit, you don't quite like that one side of his face is lit very harshly and one side is in shadow, then all you have to do is come up to similar search, click similar search, it's gonna put that in the filter, and you're gonna get similar images. It's gonna base the similarity off of a number of different things, not only the composition, but the actor who's in it. It seems like it's heavily weighting the actor, but it's also gonna give you some images that are not John Wick that kind of have similar framing or similar colors, like these. I think it's a very good way of finding an image you like and then just kind of expanding your reach so you can get more inspired and have more ideas. Because here's the thing, the more images that you have in your mind, the more connections, the more creative you can be with your own images. For instance, if I didn't click the similar search button, I would have never found this image of Tom Cruise. This is a really interesting image of Tom Cruise that kind of has the same framing as the John Wick photo that I liked earlier, except for now I'm like, oh wow, that's really cool how he's lit. And he's got this lens flare that I think is really cool. I wanted to replicate that for my own film, and the bokeh in the background is also really cool. I want to do that. Another thing we can do is we can actually just click on one of these John Wick images and it will show you over here this, which is the collection of images that Framset has from John Wick. It will show you the title of the movie, it will show you the director, it will give you a link to watch it. So if I click on just watch and come up here, it will show you where you can actually watch it. It will give you all of these different credits as well, and on some films it will actually give you the lens manufacturer that created the lens for the movie and the lenses and the camera. So if we look down here, we'll see the camera that this movie was shot on was the Arri Alexa XT camera with Cooke S4 lenses and Hog V-Lite Vintage 74 lenses. I think that's amazing. Let's see what happens when I click on one of these lenses, Cooke S4 lenses. It takes me to other films that have been shot with those same lenses. I think that's an amazing feature. But if we come back here and we click on the John Wick collection, you can just click on that and you'll see all of the frames from John Wick that are on Framset. And so that's another way for you to get a more, consistent inspiration for your film. But what we're gonna do now to make the mood board that I was telling you about is we're gonna come to our sets. Once we have all of the images saved to our set, we're gonna click on our John Rick set, and I have 6 images in here right now, and all I'm gonna do is click on the 3 dots and download. So it saves it as a zip file. If I open that and extract these images, it will create a folder with the images in it, and if I open that folder up, you can see all of the images right here. So what I'm going to do with these images, I'm going to drag them into my mood board, and you can use a variety of programs for this. You can even just drag these images onto a Word doc if you want to be super simple about it. But one thing you can do is come to Canva, because they have a mood board option. If I click create a design and go down to the whiteboard mood board option, it's just a nicely organized template for you. And all you have to do is come back to your folder and just drag these images into the mood board. So drag it right here, and I'm just gonna drag it over to this image, drag the other ones wherever I want, put them there. And you just do this until you have a full mood board. And don't be afraid to do like they're doing on this mood board. Put colors on here, put fonts, titles, put directors you want, put cameras you want, put anything you want on the mood board. The idea is just to have a collage of inspiration that you can share with the people who you are collaborating on your film with. And that way you can all get on the same page and all be inspired. And like when it comes time to shoot, you're not like, oh, I thought it was supposed to look like this, not this. And the next use case scenario I want to show you is making a storyboard with Framset, because a storyboard is a little bit different than a mood board, because a mood board is just about getting a bunch of random images that look good to you to get inspiration, but a storyboard is about selecting very specific images that you want to replicate for your own film. So let's say I have a scene of 4 people sitting around the table, each talking to one another. And I've created a shot list for scene 3 of my film. 3A is a wide shot of 4 people sitting at a table. 3B is a close-up of one of those people sitting at the table. And 3C is another close-up of someone sitting at that table. Now for me, creating a storyboard of this shot list is out of the question because I cannot draw for crap. Here is an image that I tried to create of 4 people sitting at a dinner table. And it's also not an option for me to hire someone to do that because I don't have any money. So what I'm gonna do, and I think this makes storyboarding easier, and it's my preferred method, is I'm going to find images that I want to replicate on Framset and just put those into my storyboard. So I'm just gonna type in 4 people at a dinner table. And so now I'm getting inspired. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know it was possible to arrange people in this formation. This one has 3 people on one side and 1 person at the head of the table. Now my mind's starting to think, oh, maybe I want to frame my shot like that. Or I see this and I'm like, oh, I really love the idea of having a foreground object in the way. Or I see this and I'm like, oh, I should have a candle on my table. Or I see this and I'm like, oh, I really love the style of those chairs. But for this example, I'm gonna say I like this one the best, this Casey Musgraves rainbow music video. I love the lighting and the framing in it, and I like the idea of using a circular table. So I'm gonna put that in my storyboard, but before I do that, I'm gonna find 2 close-ups that I kinda like. Now, one thing you can do is you can obviously just come up here and type in close-up at dinner table. You might get some options like this one. That's a pretty nice option. Or you can go back to 4 people sitting at a dinner table. You can change your filters from 4 people to maybe 1 person, and then change the frame size to close up. And there's a lot of great options here. Even this one right here, I'm like, oh, I didn't even think to do a close up from an above angle. And so you can start to see the value of just searching for different images because it helps you to think more creatively. But another tip that I'll give you is that if you want a more consistent look with your storyboard, maybe you just click on this image of Casey Musgraves rainbow and then come over to the set and look to see if there are any other images in this Casey Musgraves set that you like. And it looks like there is at least 1 close-up of a kid at a dinner table. So I'm just gonna save that one to the set. But it doesn't look like there are close-ups of the other people at the table. So here's another trick. If I come over here in the Casey Musgraves set and I click view on YouTube, I love this. Framset will take you right to the music video itself, so you can just scrub through the entire thing and just be more inspired and have more options to look at. So if I scrub to the dinner table scene, the next shot is another close-up of one of the other characters. So I'm just gonna use my snipping tool and create a screenshot of that. I'm gonna save that to my downloads. And now I have my 3 shots for my storyboard. Now you can either go online and find a PDF template of a storyboard for free that you can import these photos into, or you can do what I like to do, which is go to Studio Binder. I believe you get 1 free project on here that you can use. At least I know I'm not paying a monthly subscription right now, but I'm gonna come over here to the shot list option, and you'll see that if I go to scene 3, it has a description of the shot, it has the shot number, the scene number, and an image that you can use as your storyboard. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna click here on the upload image. I'm going to browse files to upload. I'm going to click on the image that I want to upload, and you'll see if I zoom in that it uploaded the shot that I want. And so now I have my shot list with my storyboard next to it. And I think this is just a very efficient and clean way of organizing all of your thoughts and being on the same page as your DP. And so those are the use cases that I wanted to go over today, but there are a couple more features of Framset that I just want to go through really quick because after all, this is the ultimate guide to Framset. And one of the features, if I just scroll down on these random images, one thing that I find really cool is if you hover over the right side of the image, you can click the visual search button, which will search for more images related to that in Google. And you might be able to find clothes or outfits that are similar to the people in the shot. Another thing you can hover over is the settings button, which will allow you to click the edit image option, which I think is really cool. If you wanted to mark this image up, you can click the markup tool and then just circle things you want, or be like, oh, I want the light coming from over here, or just like, I don't know, just circle things and stuff. And then also you can click the 3 dots and click color match if you want to find similar shots of the same color. So that'll do it overall. I think this is a very impressive website. I think it's a very impressive app that will help you as a director or a filmmaker or a cinematographer to just become better at your job, to become more efficient with not only storyboarding, mood boarding, but more efficient with communication, more efficient with communicating between the director and the DP and the set designer, because it's a lot easier to tell you what you want if you can show them what you want. But again, if you want to subscribe to Framset, use the code in the description below so that they can know that I referred you to them. And if you have any other other filmmaking tools that you want me to go over in this video series, please let me know. Thank you, like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.